popular among young people taking dance classes?
Oh, yes. We have a vibrant group of
Yes.
young people, and they enjoy all genres. Of course, they have their favorites. But our young people do love it. Many will leave and come back. And, throughout university, we have at least two or
Five.
three dancers.
Yeah. Well,
Five.
yeah.
On this production
Yeah.
that are at school abroad, and they've committed to learning pieces while they were off away, and they've committed to coming to rehearsals as soon as they've flown back to the Cayman Islands. They literally come straight from the airport to the studio. We have at least one dancer. My daughter came off the plane at 4 something, and she was in the dance studio by 6.
Okay, that's commitment.
That is
Commitment
dedication.
and love.
That is dedication.
Yeah. So they, really it is dancing for love and dancing for life.
So when does Mosaic open?
So it is this Saturday and Sunday. So it's the
Only 2 shows.
Yes.
Only
That was a big sign.
It's a okay.
2 shows that the audience will be.
Two shows, but it's yes. So Saturday, June 13th. That show is in the evening, 7 p.m., and the one on Sunday is 5 p.m. So yeah, you have 2 opportunities. And so because it's only 2 shows, we do recommend that those that are interested in attending to probably get their tickets pre, the event itself, just because of the limited availability, but also because it's discounted if you get the tickets before you get to the show. So that would be the recommendation.
So this is at the Harkwell?
Yes, it is.
Well, tell us a little bit about Mosaic and what people could expect.
Could I start off as I'm actually not dancing this year. I've taken a step back, but I've attended several of the rehearsals, and I attended last night's rehearsal, and what I saw last night moved me in a way that I would not have enjoyed had I been running back and forth from the audience to go back on stage to go back. And the dancers, you can tell that they have put their all in it. Their facial expressions, which is the one thing that I think when we're concentrating so hard, we tend to drop the connection between not just the movement, but just how does that translate into our facial expressions. They were fantastic last night. I know that your choreographers are probably going to tell you, now there needs to be more. But from someone who has critiqued and been critiqued, I thought last night's run was fantastic. Obviously, the tech rehearsal is to work out the spacing and work out the kinks and go from the studio to the stage. But if you haven't bought your tickets yet, buy them now. Because if you wait till Sunday, and Sunday's shows are almost always sold out by about 11 o'clock in the morning when the show starts at 5 and people are scrambling to get tickets at 3. Don't wait for that. This is, I have to say, this is Cayman Islands National Dance Company at its core, its essence, bringing you variety, bringing you the heart of what our dancers are about, and bringing you the heart from its original vision to what it's now being carried to as a legacy. It is a fantastic performance. The variety, the themes, and just the level of skill that I saw displayed last night. I am proud of it. I'm proud of you all.
Thank you, Patrice.
But well, just following up on that, you having experienced a number of years with the company,
Yes.
how have you seen it grow? Not in the standards and the performances.
That is a great question. Thank you so much for asking that. Miss Reed, I will call her Miss Reed. I can't call her by her first name. It just doesn't feel right, even though she insists that we do.
Plus, she's the teacher, right?
She is a teacher, so you just naturally
automatically
do that.
say Miss.
Yes. So Miss Reed established a very firm foundation of skill and artistry, but also made room for people who were learning the craft And this is what has remained consistent throughout all of our 38 years of performances and building core groups. Making sure that everyone can dance. Everyone who thinks that they have two left feet, they leave transformed, whether in our classes, whether through our performances, whether through our community outreach classes. That part of our mission, our vision, and our offering to the community has remained the same. What has changed is the names, the faces, and each dancer brings and leaves a part of themselves in the performances, because it's those recorded performances that are then used to teach new dancers. And if that's so what they perform becomes essentially the standard, and even that standard gets refreshed later because different dancers come with different skills and different abilities and different forms of expression and ways of expressing the same thing. So I would say that while the faces and the performances, the performance pieces have changed, the core of what is Cayman Islands National Dance Company has remained. Creativity, artistry, but a space for everyone to give what they offer.
And the quality just keeps multiplying.
The quality keeps multiplying as a result of that. If you're rigid in the way you want everything to look, then it doesn't leave room for persons like myself, who started off with very traditional dances, but then went into ballet and jazz and do all of those things. And then there are people who are coming from completely different backgrounds. So you have to make room for those. But that artistry remains, that core remains.
We're going to take a break. Be right back with more dance talk.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
The 25th Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Hope is here. Presented by the New Self-Help Foundation, Sunday, June 28th at the Hawkwheel Theatre. Awesome performances by Rico Rolando, Erica Asai, actress Caitlin Tyson, Dequan Smith, UCCI Dance Company, Radiance Dance Studio, Centerpoint Limited, John Gray Kitchen Band, and Starlight Elite Strings, Michelle T, and more. Tickets cost $15 CI prepaid or $20 at the gate, and available from the #1 shoe shop and Winner's Circle Sports. Talent Exposition of the Arts, Hope, hosted by Anika Jefferson and Lloyd Parker. June 28th at the Hawkwheel Theatre. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Part proceeds from this event to benefit the Pines Retirement Home. The 8:12 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britke. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
For 50 years, Radio Cayman has been the heartbeat of our islands, bringing you the news, the music, and those moments that matter most and more.
From the vinyl days to the digital way.
And now, it's time to celebrate you. This Thursday and Friday, we're giving away exciting prizes on air as we continue to mark 50 years strong. Tune in, listen out for your cue, and you could be walking away with something special just for being a part of our journey. Thank you, Cayman Islands, for 50 incredible years. Radio Cayman, yesterday, today, and the next 50.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and I'm talking to Leanna Coggins, Monica Frederick, and Patrice Eze-Ohaka of the Cayman Islands National Dance Company about their 38th season of dance, and the production is titled Mosaic. So tell us a little bit about the dances that are going to be, the different pieces that are going to be presented.
So No,
Go ahead,
go
Monique.
ahead. I think, as we discussed earlier on, the idea here is, on the one hand, it's the diversity, the uniqueness, but at the same time, it's the strength of and unity that brings those pieces together. So, from a genres perspective, right, you will see quite a variety, from whether that's interpretive, whether it's Afro-Caribbean, lyrical, modern, Latin, hip-hop, Afrobeat, group pieces, solo pieces. So the whole idea is to reflect sort of the richness of our community, and the I guess the transformative power of arts in general. So I think that's the main focus, I would say, of the show. The one thing I would like to highlight, I know we discussed and we talked about the history, we've talked about what it means when, all the dancers that have been part of the program and have been part of the company. Something that is important, that is sometimes forgotten, is what it does for you outside of dance, right? In terms of what it means, all of our dancers, and depending on what age and when they are adults, they have their full-time jobs and careers, right? But this also prepares you for things outside of the dance studio, whether it's from a confidence perspective, whether it's the ability to be agile, whether it's being able to handle change, whether it's so it has
discipline,
commitment. How do you work with others? So it has so many, other important life skills. That's the word, and that is sometimes forgotten, but that is very important, and that is for those that are a part of it, but even for those sitting in the audience, when you hear some of their feedback, what they take away from the performance, because sometimes it's an inspiration or a motivation for them, sometimes to go dance, but sometimes it has nothing to do with dance. The motivation and inspiration is the message they got from that performance, and they then take that into their daily lives.
So you said that you get the best price if you buy the tickets in advance. How do people do that?
Certainly. Our ticket outlets are Funky Tangs, Audiophile Group, Winner's Circle. You can get them from each of your favorite dancers until tomorrow, I think, and then after that you have to go to the ticket outlets. But you can also reserve your tickets by calling 926-1826. And that number again is 926-1826. You call them, you WhatsApp them, you make your reservation. However, if you are not at the box office within an hour of the show to pick up your tickets, they'll be sold to someone else, because I guarantee you someone will buy them. They are $30 for adults, $15 for children under 15. If you get them at the door, it is $35 and $20.
Okay, so get those tickets there. And I know you want to say thank you to your sponsors.
Absolutely. I'll let the nice Leanna do that for us.
All right. We have three main sponsors this year. The Audiophile Group. We also have Ingenue Marketing. And we have ARC, A-R-C. ARC Director, sorry. And many of these are repeat sponsors.
Yes.
And we are grateful, eternally grateful to our sponsors. Without them, we would really have to put in that much more work, because our dancers not only dance and choreograph and so on, we also do marketing, we raise funds. Patrice here does our marketing. We do all sorts of, odd jobs. We even have the young ones, selling, marketing. And Patrice spoke about commitment to work, etc., and family. We have our younger dancers who are going to school, and they have to learn to balance all of that. So our sponsors make our lives that much easier.
Yeah, how do you work that out? Because when you go into a production like this, you're committed, and it takes a lot of rehearsal.
It does.
How do you balance things out?
That's an interesting one. We work it out. We do rehearse most weekdays from Monday to Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or younger dancers sometimes do even more because they have Radiance Dance Studios rehearsals as well. But the company itself, we rehearse from 7 to 9 officially. Sometimes we come a little earlier to build our stamina, our strength, etc. We either go to the gym, we walk, we run, and so on to get our bodies ready for the show. And oftentimes we put in weekend hours as well. So some Saturdays, some Sundays, times that are convenient for everybody to come together. We sometimes do dances in individual spaces and at individual times. So on Mondays we may have our gospel piece being done. On Tuesdays we may have one of our contemporary pieces. But on those weekend times we come together and we all are in the same space and we all work together. It is a lot of work. It's physically demanding. It's mentally demanding. We are trying to remember over 10 pieces in some instances. And some of these are 7-minute pieces. We have one that's 10 minutes. So they're short pieces, long pieces, as Monique mentioned, group pieces, individual pieces. We have duets, we have trios. So it's quite a bit of preparation. Not to mention the behind the scenes work that goes into producing this kind of work, theater bookings and marketing and the putting the show together, the entire artistic production. You have to have an artistic eye as to what goes where and how what flows. So Monique also mentioned preparing our people for change, because we may have been used to rehearsing in this way or a particular flow, and before the production, having or regular critiques in before the show might have a different eye and a feel for what people may prefer.
Yes.
So this evening, I believe we do have the Sunrise, the adults from the Sunrise Training Center.
Yes.
They're coming in to watch our dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
So they will get some behind the scenes look, because a lot goes into preparation before. We might start a dance and then we have to cut it and start again and so on, just to kind of perfect it as much as possible for our paying viewers.
Just wanted
so it's an interesting process.
Yeah, I just want to touch on having the Sunrise Training Center adults come in and watch is a treat for them. They get to watch it in a more private environment. It gives them an opportunity to see performances and maybe do some dreaming for themselves, because you never know. We might spark some creative some creative visions within any of those members who attend. So it's great. And this is, I think, our second or third year of doing this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can I just
go ahead.
plug for our family? In addition to our sponsors, I really would like to thank our family members and friends for supporting this venture. I'll call it a venture, because in addition to our time and so on, they often have to help us, whether it's with childcare, whether it's with
the performance
boosting boosting our efforts, giving us a pep talk every now and then, helping
rubbing your feet,
rub
maybe?
the feet, the body, the backs. Yes. So I really want to say thank you to our family and friends that support the production.
Now, I noticed that the press release said 38th season of dance. Will there be other performances coming this year? Or?
We perform for the community. Once our performance ends on June 14th, then we don't end.
I think we have
there are community groups or events that happen, and they ask us to share a piece or two. So it is really a season, because we're in for at least another month and a half of performances.
I'll say a little bit more than a month and a half, but
I think conservative.
At least. And we do have a Christmas production from time to time. We do have a community production every other year that we do at the Hero
Free
Circle. That's not the official name. I'm sorry. The Millennial Park, I think it's called officially.
Yes.
And we it's a free performance. Anybody from the community can come in. It's Christmas themed usually, and it's not only dance. We do invite members from the
poetry,
singers, musicians, just artistry in general.
But this Saturday and Sunday, it's at the Hartwell
dance. Yes.
And give them real quick one more time where they can get their tickets?
Certainly.
Right.
Funky Tang's Winner Circle, a Radiance Dance Studio from your favorite National Dance Company members, or call 926-1826 to reserve.
We are also on Facebook at CINDCO, Instagram, CI National Dance Co. And of course, we have email, cinationaldancecompany@gmail.com. And of course, the phone number that Patrice mentioned earlier, 926-1826. Call or WhatsApp.
All right. Liana Coggins, Monique Frederick, and Patrice Ezi Oaxaca, thank you so much for coming in the studio.
Thank you.
It's been a very nice conversation about your production and dance in general.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It's 1 o'clock. Let's see what's making headlines.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Heavy showers and possible thunder are likely to impact the Cayman Islands this afternoon and into tonight.
Cayman Islands National Weather Service meteorologist Shamal Clark says a flood advisory is in effect for Grand Cayman as a tropical wave moves near the islands today, June 9th.
Given what has been observed over the past 2 days, with rainfall saturating most of the ground, we expect up to 1.5 inches of rainfall with the passage of this tropical wave.
The advisory warns that these conditions will likely bring flooding to low-lying and flood-prone areas. Residents are being urged to monitor official channels for updates and safety information and to visit caymanprepared.ky for more details on the system and how to reduce the risks from the expected rain. Of course, we will keep you informed here on Radio Cayman as the day continues. In international news, police and political leaders in Northern Ireland are calling for calm after a knife attack in the city left a man with serious injuries to his eyes, back, and face. Police say the victim was attacked yesterday and that a man in his 30s, understood to be Sudanese, was arrested at the scene on suspicion of attempted murder. In other news, a criminal court has convicted global payments company WorldPay in a foreign exchange fraud case and fined it €200,000. In reports today, French media says the ruling relates to fraudulent online currency investment schemes that lured savers with promises of high returns before their money was diverted through accounts around the world. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Peter's Cave in Cayman Brac is located on the north coast near the top of the bluff, offering a nice view of the north side bluff from its entrance. The cave consists primarily of a single large chamber with several formations where visitors can stand upright. With additional crawls to explore, it is home to bats and the brown booby, a seabird. Renowned as a hurricane refuge, Peters Cave can reportedly accommodate up to 100 people. In 1932, many residents saved their lives by sheltering in the cave during a hurricane. In 1997, concrete steps were built to provide easier access to the cave.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and as you probably heard in the headlines there, Grand Cayman under a flood advisory. Rain, and more rain. The afternoon forecast calling for intermittent showers. And taking a look at the current conditions here in Georgetown, it's 80 degrees, feels more like 88. Wind out of the southeast at 8 knots. And, be cautious out there because, maybe you might be driving around and you run into, some deep water on the roads. Not only is Grand Cayman under a flood advisory, but all three islands are under a small craft alert. So boaters beware also. And let's see what the forecast is calling for here for this evening. Tonight, the forecast is calling for mostly cloudy skies with intermittent brisk showers and the possible isolated thunder. Showers will become locally heavy at times. Temperatures will fall in the upper 70s. Winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be rough with wave heights of 6 to 8 feet. A small craft alert is in effect. So, take a little caution about what you're doing. Be on the outlook and monitor what's going on around you. Sunset is at 7:01 this evening, and the outlook periods of showers are expected to continue through Wednesday, with gradual decrease through the afternoon as the tropical wave move west of the area. A slight decrease in winds and seas is expected on Wednesday morning as the pressure gradient across the area weakens. So that's how things are looking weather-wise. And here on Talk Today, it's open line, folks. Pick up the phone, give me a shout. Let's talk about what's on your mind. The numbers to call, 1-800-534-8255, courtesy of Flo. You can also reach the show at 949-8037, 949-6990, and WhatsApp 925-3261. So what's going on around the place? Looking at the compass today, we always complain about the traffic. All you have to do is, mention it, and someone's got something to say about it, because it's something that we all experience, right? And apparently now, flyovers, some people call them overpasses. Well, they're on the table for consideration of, apparently. From this story in the Compass, flyovers considered a solution for traffic gridlock. And, initially, the flyover solution was taken off the table because of cost and restricted building area. Because, you put in a couple of flyovers, you talk about development. I mean, they will change, the look of a place real quick. But probably a good solution, a way of really moving a high number of cars without having to, go through an intersection. And apparently the Grand Harbor roundabout is known for the most gridlock. But there was a study back in 2024, National Roads Authority, a 2024 study was examined the 1.5 mile stretch between the CUC and the Chrissy Tomlinson roundabouts, and that's Grand Cayman's slowest commuter corridor. The report projected that without some kind of intervention, traffic will have slowed to walking pace along that 1.5 mile route by 2036. You ride a bicycle, you'll be doing much better, according to them. So now they're back looking at flyovers. Apparently, from what this is saying, they're looking at put out a notice. The government has put out a notice for interest, and they're exploring it, see what designs have advanced over the years, see if people have something new in mind for how to construct and use flyovers. Basically just testing the waters here to see what kind of ideas could come forth. But it's one of those things that probably would help a lot, because you don't have to worry about traffic intersecting, right? As a matter of fact, according to this story, one of the ideas that was looked at was getting rid of that roundabout altogether and just putting in an old-fashioned traffic light, right? Just control the traffic, stop one side, and let traffic flow for a while, and then you let the other side go. That might be a solution too. We have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good evening, Charles. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Oh, a little bit wet, but I'm not complaining. Anything Mother Nature throws at me, I am blessed.
I hear you.
Whether it's hot sun or rain, it doesn't make no difference. I just deal with it. Charles, yesterday when you were on the topic about the fuel gas, I tried to catch you, but the time ran out on me. I was still holding for you, but time ran out.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to explain something so the public will understand about the gas stations, about the Imperial and the U.S. gallons, right?
Yeah.
All of your gas stations sell Imperial gallons, right?
That was my understanding.
Yes, but I am not certain about the one there by the post office by the airport. What is it called? Refuel.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that, right? But I'm pretty sure they could be U.S. gallons. But all of the marinas that sell gas is in U.S. gallons. They are the only places that I am aware of that is supposed to sell, that is selling U.S. gallons. So you can easily get fooled if you go and buy gas from the marinas, because you're looking at the price and then you're comparing it with the gas stations, and you say something can't be right. Well, you're absolutely right about that. Something cannot be right, because they are selling U.S. gallons and the other stations are selling Imperial. That is the difference with for people that don't really know that.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to throw that out just so they'll understand.
So what
so-
they when they sell it in U.S. gallons, the price is a little less.
the prices is a little bit less,
Right, you're getting less gas too.
but you get less gas, and people. You remember Nate Solomon, my cousin?
Yeah.
Well, one time, many years ago, Nate had got this new truck. It was blue, and something happened one day that we got in talk about gas. He said, you have to go to the Harbor House Marina to buy your gas. It's cheap like you wouldn't believe. So I said, but Nate, something can't be right there. So I did some investigation, and my brother worked for Texaco for some plus odd years. And Victor knew about all of these things. So I called him and I asked him, I said, explain to me how this works.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that's how it works. The Imperial, all the gas stations are Imperial, which is 5 quarts, and the U.S. is only 4. So you're getting less. So Ned, my cousin, he thought he was getting a good deal. So, I mean, a little bit of education to people. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people doesn't notice.
Yeah, well, I think that was the caller's point yesterday, that he said people think they're getting a good deal, but are they really?
Yeah, but I don't think the point came across that the only place was selling U.S. gallons was the marinas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was, or I
Yeah.
didn't hear that,
Yeah, I kind of got the impression too that some gas stations were on their own selling it at the U.S. gallons.
That's the impression I got also. So I just wanted to call to make a little bit of correction on that part of it, and so that people understand a lot more. When you're buying gas, be careful.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that you could go to the marina and get gas for your car.
Yeah. You can go to any of them marinas and fill up. And man, this has been from day one. Not only for boats. I mean, anything you want to fill up with, you can go to the marinas and fill up. It's the same thing. You see, but you just got to be careful with the gas you use nowadays, because you don't get what they're all telling you.
You mean as far as octane and such?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean cleanliness and how clean and the filters and all of this. I mean, I don't use nothing else but Rubus, and I've proven Rubus gas to be. I haven't had any issues with it, and I do the 8 or 9 in my truck. And some vehicles, the newer vehicles, have to get the 92, 93 octane, because that burns so much cleaner than the 8 or 9. But my truck is a 2003, and I don't use the octane, the pure octane in this, because it's not recommended for it. And if you follow the owner's manual, they'll tell you what fuel you should use.
Yeah. But some people just automatically go to the high test, because they think it's going to be better for the engine automatically.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They spend extra money unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily, because like the newer Mercedes is the BMWs and stuff like that. The newer cars and trucks, some of them recommend that's all you use in them.
Right.
The older vehicles, I mean, 89 is more than enough for it. And if you check your manual, you'll see that that's what it tells you to use. And you should always try to use whatever the manufacturer tell you is recommended, whether it's an oil or a gas. And if you follow those instructions, I'm not getting paid for this, by the way.
We'll have to put in a special segment called, Auto Talk or something.
Yeah, that would be nice, because I'm pretty, I'm good at when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I do all of my stuff myself, because I don't trust anybody anymore, so I'm just fortunate to be able to help myself, and so.
That's good.
Anyway, my friend, Have a good afternoon.
All right.
Sure.
Thanks for the call. Take care.
Bye.
And we have someone else on the line here. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you today, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, enjoying the rain.
Yeah.
Making the fruits grow beautiful. Yep. I love it.
God's blessings on the earth.
He know when to send and how much to send. And I want to say thank God that man don't control that.
Not yet.
Because it would have been sad too. But I listened to my good friend Peter. Yeah, you gotta be careful with some of these gas stations. But I have proved that what they call Scott's Marina up there in the North Sound. They have a special thing because they deal with the boats the boats that comes in and stuff,
To the
and
marina.
fuel up, and they got what they call Valtech, and let me tell you, it keeps your engine very clean, goes through everything there, and that's a special gas. You should try it out. I see a lot of wealthy people that you wouldn't think that go to that little gas station, goes there and fuel up, because I understand that the fuel lasts longer with this treatment that they got. But remember now they're dealing with the boats up there in the marina, because they have big boats coming there and stuff as well. But I understand from a lot of people that they have the best gas, the cleanest gas, and they say you can feel the difference in your car. But your car got to be real almost empty. And when you go and fill up there, that you would feel the difference in the car. The car got more life, and it's a cleaner gas.
Well, it cleans the engine also? Is that what you're saying?
Also, yeah. It's what's called Valtech or something. Like
I think I've seen a truck, yeah.
It's added on because of the boat engines.
Mhm.
With the boat engines, So, yeah. But you're getting some good rain down in your area, sir?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, now you said down in my area. Are you meaning West Bay?
Yeah.
Well, I actually don't live in West Bay. I'm a West Bayer.
Yeah, I know. I know they took away your status from there. I knew.
No, I still have clearance. I still have clearance.
I knew they had took away your status from there, but I was just asking. I know where you living now, you getting any rain there as well?
Oh yeah, man. Up Prospect Way, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think all over Grand Cayman is getting it. Because they got this weather is from a tropical wave. This is from a tropical wave,
Yeah, well, I hope now that by the weekend you don't hear the hardware stores putting up prices. Be prepared for hurricane, because from time the 1st of June comes in, they starts up with their be prepared now for this and be prepared for that. So
well, you got to be,
on material.
You got to be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, but Mr. Glidden, you know as well, we used to that. That's an area thing. We born in it, so we know that, But got to ball on it. But we gonna be all right this year again. I done vision it out.
Yeah,
we gonna be good.
Well, they say El Nino is going to suppress the hurricanes, but I mean all it takes is one, right? One bad one to come by your way. And things change.
El Nino, his name is God.
Okay.
That's my El Nino. God. Yep.
Well,
you have a good evening,
we'll
sir,
just have to wait and see.
Rain.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Yep, you enjoy the rain. But
I will.
Check out that gas I was telling you about.
All right. Will do.
Okay.
And we have another caller there. Good afternoon. We're on the air.
Good afternoon to you, Charlie.
Hi there.
You don't want to be too high up in the air because we'll never be able to reach you. But I read your program many years ago. The thing about flyovers and all that can be done, but that would be very expensive.
Yeah, that was another thing that took it off the table before too.
Cayman here, and they're gonna just say to you with the gas thing. I'm pretty sure that the Cayman law requires the gas stations to sell imperial gallons.
Yeah, well, and it says so. Well, it doesn't say it's a law, but on the website they say it's the prices are CI dollars per imperial gallon.
But I think you can easily check that with off-reg. They regulate that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about is the off-reg,
pumps.
the off-reg website.
And they say the pump will have to state on it that's in U.S. gallons if you're selling U.S. gallons. I'm sure of that. You'll have to state on it. I knew that was a requisition. I used to sell gas and I used to deliver fuel for donkey's years. The gas is pretty much the same. I won't bother to enter into argument with that. Petrol is petrol. The additives, the companies can put additives in it. They do, and they do put the premium to bring it up. It's put into the gas afterwards, after delivery usually, and after it's been refined. The older cars, very old, what we call the muscle cars, those wheel dynamite powered cars.
Yeah.
Of the 60s, even into the early 70s, or very early.
What do you used to call them, block engines too?
Late 60s. They were highly powerful. Some had twin 4-barrel carburetors on them, and that that gave very little mileage, even though the carburetors very highly efficient things, metering rods and so forth, and compensating rods, and a very complex thing. Much simpler is fuel injectors are much simpler process. But they used to use octane of up to 120. I'm telling you what I know, 110 to 120 octane, Richard. The highest now is selling, I believe, is 93. But I remember that very, very well. I know what I'm saying. But from in the emission controls came into force I think it was 74 in the United States, 1974 onwards. The car engines were way less powerful. Anyone can tell from that era. And that was the end of the muscle car era. Now they're bringing them back with superchargers and so forth, and turbocharged and things and additives. But you can buy the gas additives that my friend George was talking about. You can buy them at a gas station, and you wait until, yes, quite right, until you're filling up the car, or put several gallons in it, and then you can buy the additives there. It's right. It's for sale at every gas station. You'll find that. I personally have never found any difference in the different, whether it's from Rubis or from Sol or with S1 Texaco, really, which is a new name now. Anyhow, but it's a complex thing. Many of these stations are, I think some, I won't say many, are owned by the companies now, and then it's leased to the people. And so there's a different arrangement, and the prices of gas can be set by them.
Each individual station, right?
Yes, they can. And they have to turn over a certain amount of all the profits and so forth to the companies, the big companies. And for those stations that are owned in that way, some are owned by the people themselves, and they have a different arrangement. So, you'll find it's a complex thing, but they stay within the legal requirements of the Cayman Islands government. The stations that the gas sold at the marinas, I think it was in initially intended that this would be like bunkers, so it would be free of duties. You know, that's what made it less and then made it available in U.S. That, again, is a complex thing. I really don't know that much about it.
Yeah, I got a WhatsApp message here agreeing that the pumps at the marinas usually sell in U.S. gallons, this message is
sell
saying.
in U.S., but I think it's on the pump that it's in U.S. gallons. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, because these pumps are manufactured mostly in the United States, we in Bennett and the other one, oh my God, I've forgotten. It begins with a D. But I remember years ago, I was talking to one of the guys that control the regulators here, and then I told him I'd known about it by working at gas pumps, my brother-in-law, many years ago, when I was a youngster. And we in Bennett and so forth. And they're highly regulated by the regulators here. They're checked for water, particularly. They're checked regularly that no water is in the tank, and the pump is checked by them themselves. You can go and see when they're doing that. They have a special, very highly calibrated tank, 5 gallons, that they put it in, and it must measure the right amount for the gallons, or they have to come and adjust the delivery flow from the pump and so forth to get it exactly right.
So they make sure when you buy $20 worth, you're getting $20 worth of fuel.
I don't know how often they check them. It may be every 3 months, but it can go for quite a while. Those things are very well built, the dispensers and so forth. So that's why you might find a discrepancy with what I'm saying with how the arrangement is with the ownership of the stations. You may find a discrepancy of 20 cents for a gallon easily. But the gas, then also, the fuel is brokered, like anything. Any captain that knows tankers could tell you that you might be out to sea and suddenly get a call from the owner of the ship, that the company that they're doing the charter for, because it's not their oil. They're carrying oil for what? Just say solar.
Yeah. The ship is leased for that trip.
Then, yes, they may tell you, no, don't go to that port. We're going to head for this port. Change your route, change your, what you're doing, and you're heading, and then where to see that we're getting more money per gallon or per barrel for it here, there, so we're going to change it to go to another port or so forth. And that's how it goes, really. It's a brokered thing, how much you're gonna pay.
Oh yes, world commodity.
Yes, and it's there. It's brokered, so there's a price for it set there, and then they can diddle around with the pricing and so forth on it, and that's how it's done, because it's big business.
Real big. Huge.
Since Mr. Raymond tries to tell people and show them the magnitude of it, when he calls in and tells people about these tankers, you're talking billions of dollars moving out of the United States every day. Billions of dollars of fuel going all over the world. The U.S. is supplying them maybe 30 tankers a day. Even their big tankers and going in and loading and so forth. And Venezuela is shipping more oil now to the U.S. probably than they ever did before. So that the relationship, Mr. Raymond can tell you this. It's mind-boggling, because it is the most powerful commodity in the world, and it will be for years.
Well, Mickey, I'm way past my break.
Yes, you go ahead. You tell me.
All right, you take care. Have a good afternoon, you hear?
Bless you. Bye.
We'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Did you know there are over 100 Adventist-owned businesses right here in the Cayman Islands? Adventist entrepreneurs are making a powerful impact across Cayman. Join us on Sunday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the Lion Center, Grand Cayman for the ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Explore products and services, enjoy exclusive discounts, free samples, giveaways, and exciting prizes. Need a wellness check? Enjoy free health screenings and relaxing massage therapy. Thinking about your future career? Young people, students, and job seekers, whether you're looking to grow your business, plan your future, network with professionals, or simply enjoy a great community event, this is the place to be. Admission is absolutely free. The ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Showcase, connect, succeed. Sunday, June 28th, 2 p.m. at the Lion Center. For more information, visit asicayman.interamerica.org.
It's here. Multi-year trade and business licenses are now available. You heard right. You can apply for TBLs up to 5 years. Save time, reduce paperwork, and focus on growing your business. Apply online at dci.gov.ky. Apply for your multi-year trade and business licenses today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and it's open line here on Talk Today for the rest of the afternoon. We can talk about this, we can talk about that, we can talk about what you want to talk about. So pick up the phone, give me a call, let's chat. Numbers to call 1-800-534-8255, courtesy of Flo. Other numbers you can reach us on, 949-8037. 949-6990, and the WhatsApp number 925-3261. Well, I know, in the past we've heard a lot of people complain about the sentences that are given to people who are found guilty of, molesting children, and, the sentence just doesn't seem to fit the crime that, of molesting a child, which is something that most of us can't even comprehend. We can't even wrap our minds around somebody doing that. But we know it happens. And sometimes you see the sentence that someone gets and all you can do is scratch your head. Well, I was looking at this story in the Compass here by James Whitaker. Tougher sentences are being looked at right now for sex offenders. A new public safeguarding bill, which has been approved by Cabinet, is looking to overhaul sexual offense laws and update the legislation to counter new threats through social media and AI. Now, we've had people on here talking about, the dangers of social media. Now, this is the first time I've heard AI mentioned specifically, but you can't be surprised because AI is into everything, right? But check this out. Reports of threats to children have doubled in the last 3 years. And the Minister of Social Development, Isaac Rankin, is quoted as saying this is a painfully upsetting trend in the wrong directions. Referrals to the Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub, that's the unit that's known as a MASH that handles these offenses and complaints. Referrals to that agency increased from 1,431 in 2022 to 2,773 last year. That's a shocking statistic. Sexual offenses recorded by police also jumped 20% in 2025 to 125 reported crimes, with children accounting for more than half of all victims. That's a sad tale. We do have someone on the line, so let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Chalo.
Yes.
I'm flooding up here in Red Bay now.
Yeah, man. Heavy rains up there?
Well, let's say good flood rains.
Okay, so nothing threatening then.
Yeah, it's not really heavy, but you got some heavy cloud over the places, so it'll probably hang around for a while, you know?
Yeah, we got that tropical wave passing through.
Yeah, man. But, you know, like that, your first caller this afternoon, and, you know, I'd say the same thing, you know. Because going hurdles and spend so much money and stock up and all kind of things really can't stop the force of nature. So anything nature threw at me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have a choice. I just accept it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what our first caller was saying.
Eh?
Our first caller was saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. What I was saying, Shadow, these crimes against children, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, sometimes it seems to me like Cayman is really slipping away, you know? We're losing our direction, boy. It's coming like we're pulling too much to one way, boss. You got the Shadow, like I always say. You got some serious people in the Cayman Islands in these times, my boy. Shadow, we talk about Cuba, right? And the problems that they're in. Shadow, I tell you, they love their children so much, especially their school children, right? I've seen escorting children to school in Cuba. Now you have a problem now with them. You commit a crime against their children. You could pick up a firing squad or a life sentence. Hello, I really got to say today and tell Cayman Islands, my judiciary, I don't like it. I don't like it, Chalo. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe there is any way over this world that you can go and find a Caymanian ahead of their judiciaries. I don't believe so. Or attorney generals, all them big people there. You understand? I feel like these positions, judges and things like that, should be held by Caymanians. It's time, Shallow, all these years that we've been here and we grew up with this and living with these things, right? It is time for Caymanians to rule your destiny, man. What is wrong? Why you can't rule? Or you don't want to rule your destiny? You understand?
But do you know of anyone who wanted to get into those types of positions, though, being a judge or?
You know, all of that is true, Chalo. You know, all that is true. I'd like to talk to you. Because all that is true. But I really don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
That my home, I don't want to rule my home. Yes, man. So, Chalo.
I mean, I know at one time there was an argument and even put forth by some Caymanian lawyers that because, and things have changed because the population has grown so much, but, you know, years ago they used to say, well, because we were so close a community, it was better to have an outside judge who had no local connections. There was no bias there. You know, no one was going to come before them that was some family connection or something like that. So you got an independent, unbiased judge. Yeah.
I remember when all that happened, Cayman, you know. I remember when all that happened here. You know, far as I'm concerned right now, I understand that the Attorney General is retiring. Far as I'm concerned, I would love for Sir Glidden to take that position inside that judiciary. Yes.
He's selling real estate.
Well, you got to check out which job can pay the most, you know, and the one that pay the most.
And does he want that? I mean,
again, that's the problem. You understand? But like I say now, for those who don't get away with these crimes under the present judiciary, the sentence is kind of light. I mean, when you're dealing with a child in sexual affairs and things like that, you know, it should be a life sentence, man. Trust me. I'm not going to put on them. You know, when we were young, we all had girlfriends in church and things like that. But it really wasn't going on with these kind of crimes and things. You understand? And when you go molest children in church and brainwash them, you understand? And do things with them sexually. Yeah, life.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, I can't even imagine. I like I said, hard to wrap your mind around someone doing that.
Jesus Christ, man. I tell you, Jello, man. I don't know what kind of sickness that is, boy, but a sickness, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'll talk to you later, my friend.
All right. Thank you for the call. You have a good afternoon. Don't get wet now.
Boy, I got how far to go. I tell you, I'm right alongside you. All right, later, man.
All right. Take care. Yeah, you know, that's that story in the Compass there. Those stats are quite shocking, and you know, hopefully we are going to see these kind of crimes receive the kind of sentences that they deserve. But as we were saying in that call there, you know, saying it's sick, perhaps punishment is not enough because people, well, they're not going to be put away for life. I doubt they're going to be put away for life. But they come back out, and sooner or later they might be committing the same thing. So should they also be having some kind of psychological, psychiatric help also? Got to take a break. Be right back.
Looking for an unforgettable night of dance and entertainment? Join the Cayman Islands National Dance Company for Mosaic, our 38th season, June 13th at 7 p.m. and 14th at 5 p.m. at the Harquail Theatre. Experience a vibrant celebration of culture, creativity, and storytelling through dance. Tickets are $30 for adults, $15 for children. Get your tickets today at Radiance Dance Studio, Audiophile Group, Winner's Circle, Funky Tangs, or call 926-1826. Mosaic is proudly sponsored by the Audiophile Group, Ingenue Marketing, and ARC Directors. Don't miss it! June 13th and 14th, Hartwell Theatre.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Bryan, the Deputy Leader of the Opposition. 50 golden years. Happy birthday, Radio Cayman. I'll never forget in 1988 when Hurricane Gilbert was passing through. My family and I and my mom were all in the middle school hall, staying protected. And while so many people were nervous and scared, throughout all the chaos of the noise and the wind, there was one reassuring voice being heard, and that was Radio Cayman, always being there for us through the good and the bad. Happy birthday, Radio Cayman, from my family, from my constituency, Georgetown Central, and all the People's Progressive Movement. Happy birthday.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's go straight to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Chalo.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, I see. We know that when it comes to hurricanes, when the hurricane is going on, is really horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And can cause a lot of damage and can also cause some serious injury, or could probably cause death to people also.
Yeah.
But from our experience from Hurricane Ivan, the aftermath of the hurricane, the damage that it causes is also very serious.
Yeah, sometimes worse than the hurricane itself. Going through the hurricane itself.
Yeah, because I remember like after the first 2 days after Hurricane Ivan passed, because there weren't any trees, there wasn't any electricity. It was very hot.
Oh boy, was it hot.
Really, really, really hot. And it's hotter now. Times are hotter now. And the government needs to realize that too much of anything isn't good. And I've noticed that in Cayman, they've been putting too much asphalt on the island. They need to stop putting too much asphalt on the island. Asphalt should only be used now on the main roads, the main public roads. They need to stop using asphalt in parking lots and in residential areas.
What's the
Especially in
alternative to it?
residential.
What's the alternative material?
Well, I see Kenneth Bryan used bricks in Georgetown, And then you have some people that use it's like cement that has space that grass is able to grow. For example, like by Centennial Towers by the four-way junction,
Mm-hmm.
the parking lot in a certain area there, where John Burke has like cement, and then the grass is able to grow at the same time. They need to start thinking about doing things like that, because the asphalt companies, they're not gonna say no. They would asphalt that whole island once they can make the money to do it. But
Well, you were saying to only use asphalt on the main road. Were you saying not to do it on side roads going into neighborhoods? Or?
yeah, residential areas, parking lots, things like that. No, they need to stop. They need to stop doing that, because asphalt draws a lot of heat. You wouldn't want to build a brand new house and put asphalt completely around your house, right next to the walls.
No.
You wouldn't want that. Okay. You see what I'm talking about now, right?
Might be kind of hard to go out in the middle of the day barefoot too.
Yeah, so
when that gets so hot.
People need to realize that this asphalt is causing more heat on the island now than anything else. And the government needs to see, when it comes to being prepared, the government and the stores such as A.L. Thompson's and other stores need to see that they have enough generators in storage. And people and individuals need to try to get their hands on enough money and buy a generator as soon as possible and have that generator ready. And in case there's another horrible hurricane that there's no electricity, everybody will have a generator.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, don't keep your generators inside the house, because Hurricane Ivan, there was a man and his woman living in an apartment, and they went and put the generator inside the house, and they died.
Yeah, this is a running generator. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to keep it sheltered, but don't ever turn a generator on inside.
No, they put it inside because they were afraid somebody steal it. But the two of them died. Yeah, they lost their life. Okay, thank you.
All right, good to hear from you. Yeah, recalling Hurricane Ivan, boy, that was a event that you mark, right? It was either before Ivan or after Ivan. And even today, was it 22 years later or something? Yeah. All you got to do is mention Ivan, and somebody's got a story to tell. That was an experience that is embedded in the memory of anyone who went through it. And a lot of young people had never experienced anything like that. And as the caller was saying, the aftermath of the hurricane is some of the toughest parts of it. Being able to survive, without the conveniences of electricity, water. You can't just go to that tap and turn it on and get some water. You got to be out hustling to get some water. You got to get some oil to burn a lamp, because all your batteries have been burnt out. And, some young people were introduced to what Cayman was like, 100 years previous. We got a caller on the line, but we don't have much time. Let's go to it. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Charles, real quick. your last caller there about the asphalt, I mean, I got to give him credit. I mean, he has a really good point. Because when you look at places like Cricket Square,
Uh-huh.
that whole development, all it is parking across the road, and every way that Flowers do their projects, it's done with pavers. So
Right.
I just want to say, it's a good argument to put forward, and they could learn so much from the Flowers with the pavers, but I just hope they pick that up and run with it. Thank you, Charles.
All right. Take care. Yeah, I mean, pavers make a big difference. And of course, aesthetically, they look a lot better than asphalt. You can actually give a place some character with some pavers. But I'm not sure whether the use of pavers at Cricket Square, exactly what the motivation is there. If you know what I mean. It's 2:00. Let's check in with the newsroom.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time.
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Office of the Auditor General says it is developing a new strategic plan for 2027 to 2031 and is inviting members of the public to share their views through a short online survey. In a release this week, Auditor General Patrick Smith says the office wants to hear directly from the public about what matters most regarding accountability, good governance, the use of public money, performance, and service delivery in the public sector, and that the views gathered will directly inform the priorities and objectives in the new plan. He says public input is vital to help the independent office support wise spending and strengthen accountability and transparency. The survey, which takes about 5 minutes and is anonymous, is open until Friday, June 26th, and can be completed via the Auditor General's website at auditorgeneral.gov.ky, with additional comments welcome by email or in writing to the office's post office box here in Grand Cayman. In international news, a new government report says the main U.S. Social Security Trust Fund that pays retirement benefits is now projected to run out of money in late 2032. In findings released today, officials say that is earlier than last year's forecast and reflects reduced income tax paid on benefits after President Donald Trump's tax cuts, as well as lower birth rates and lower net immigration. In other news, British health and beauty chain Boots is in talks over a possible $10 billion sale that would see its owner scrap plans for a London stock market listing. In a report today, the Financial Times said private equity firm Sycamore Partners, which took control of Boots last year, is in discussions with the billionaire Weston family and Australian pharmacy group Sigma Healthcare about buying the business. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. We're inside our last half hour of the show. Let's take a look at the weather here. The current conditions, 79 degrees here in Georgetown. Feels like 85. Winds out of the east-southeast at 6 knots. And the afternoon forecast You can look for rain. Official forecast says intermittent showers. And of course, we are under a small craft alert for all three islands. Grand Cayman under a flood advisory. And the government has actually issued, some information on that. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick here. Thought I had it all ready to go, but that's not the case. No. Anyway, flood advisory. We're going to be having some heavy rain, so low-lying areas are under the risk of floods. So, watch out for what's happening around you. Let's take a look here for the forecast. And the forecast for this evening, mostly cloudy skies with intermittent brisk showers and possible isolated thunder. Showers will become locally heavy at times for this evening. Temperatures will fall in the upper 70s. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be rough with wave heights of 6 to 8 feet. A small craft advisory, or a small craft alert rather, is in effect. Sunset at 1 minute after 7 this evening. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, Shallow, just thought I'd get back here for a little while, something I'd forgotten to. But listening to friend here from West Bay now, England, yes. Asphalt, too much of it, of course, it creates a lot of heat and all that, but the cheapest way out. But you've got to have a good surface, too, for the bricks and those pavers. You've got to have a very good surface. Usually it's packed sand or marl or sometimes gravel. So there's the expense of that also. You have to have a good surface for those things, because I've noticed the parking lot that he was talking about where it's sinking in many places and so forth, the bricks. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
not even they crack too if there's...
Yes, because you have to have a very good surface, especially if it's a road where it's traveled, like in some residential areas, very well traveled, just like a main road. And I know we often say highways. We don't really have any highways here. Highways you can't ride bicycles on. You can't have vehicles that can't go up to the speed limit or just a little bit below it. And people can't walk on a highway, as you know, in the United States and Canada too. So it's what we have here, just good roadways, and some are 3 lanes, some are 2, 3, and making some more of it. The thing we have to control, and I mean that's evident to everybody, and everybody speaks about it sometime, and I don't keep hammering it home. We have to get a very good public bus service, and it's simple. All we have to do is subsidize these guys and make it regulated. A part of the government that regulates that and looks over it and watches that is properly done, and just subsidize them. That if the government wouldn't have to get into the insurances and so forth for the buses and all that type of thing. And I think if we just regulate them properly and see maybe they could be help with some funding for a little bit bigger buses, etc.
More comfortable buses.
Yes, and then
AC and all that, right?
And get it, because there are a lot of people who have to work on weekends. We're in eastern districts and come back over to the west or vice versa.
Well, I think that's one of the problems with it, though, that what we have now is that they only run, at the peak times.
Well, but that wouldn't happen if they were subsidized and it was made that they must, mandatory that they must. It can be done. We try to complicate matters, but in my way of thinking, you don't have to do that. And others have said it before, but we've been shouted down. But I think that's the easiest way to go. But I just like to say this. I'll ask this question and see if anybody can remember something about it. Some years ago, I think it was either 71 or in 73, that Mr. Ludwig, the owner of National Bulk, of course, at that time, biggest shipping company, the world probably biggest that ever was, that he had suggested that because of many mariners talking about it, we Red Bays, that he would be willing to fund it, to cut a canal through from the open sea, south side, Red Bay, over into the North Sound, and he'd build a drawbridge, and vessels could go in there. It mightn't be big vessels, but vessels could go in there. And a lot of people have suggested, mariners over the years, that the North Sound is a perfect harbor and so forth. You know,
it comes up every so often over the years.
Yes, but I just wondered if anyone remembers about that, because I'm sure what I'm telling you is a fact. And he had suggested, Mr. Ludwig did, that he was willing to pay for it because of his endearment to Caymanian seamen through the years, and through Mr. Southwell there, Merrill Southwell, Captain Merrill Southwell, with Captain Borden at first, Roy Borden's father, the Roy that was with the radio station there, very well. And then, of course, onwards with Rich, Cecil Rich, and then into the Pantons and Colin and Miss Gwen, famous Miss Gwen, so forth, up 2 years. But he had suggested, and he was willing to pay for it. I don't know whatever happened to that. Nobody ever took it up seriously or whatever. But if anyone remembers it, maybe they could call in and say something about it also. But I'm pretty sure what I'm talking about is a fact. I don't know whatever happened about that. But I think it was either in 1971 or in 73. It wasn't any later than that. Have a good day, Carlos. It's a very interesting program and very enlightening, many of the things.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.
Thank you so much.
So if you want to chat some, you need to get in your call now, because we're coming down to the end of the line here. Coming up on, it is actually 12 minutes after 2 o'clock. And I'd never heard that one before about the offer to, cut a canal across the island into the North Sound from Red Bay. So that's a new one on me. That would be quite a project to have seen that done. And we do have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon. How you doing?
All right, and you?
Just chime in on the previous caller. They had talked about that for years. Even when I was in high school, they were talking about that.
Cutting the canal.
And they were thinking about putting a cruise ship berthing at one time inside of the canal. The problem is that you're going to start to, and I think it's from the environmental impact assessment study, and I think you might have to speak to Ms. Gina Peastry about that. But at the end of the day, it's going to mess up the whole ecology of the North Sound with the mangroves, the small fish. And if you think about Hurricane Ivan, right, when you had when the seas met, because there was actually ocean that was going from the North Sound across the fire station all through town, back into Hogstyle Bay. So you can imagine now, if you start to make that deeper, that means the waves are going to be able to pick up more. You're going to have more of a strong sea surge, and that means all those houses are going to be demolished or whatever the case may be. So North Sound is basically the only place that's not impacted so far. Second of all, Stingray City are the people who were making a living off of the sandbar. That would completely be gone, because that sandbar is, because of the channel coming out through the Stingray Cut, is actually keeping that sandbar intact. So if you start to move all of that, that whole entire thing is going to disappear. So therefore, a lot of the people, Caymanians, that live off of being part of their living is going to be disappeared. They're going to be out of a job. So you think about, Captain Marvin's and all of these companies, they're going to basically shut down because that's going to definitely move out that sandbar.
Yeah, that would just disrupt the whole ecology of the North Sound.
The whole thing is going to be gone. So that, number one, is going to be, that's the same thing, I think, at one point, they were trying to do that, if I'm not mistaken, by 7 West Bay Roadway Park. They got that bridge. They were thinking about moving those rocks there and cutting a canal there right into the yacht club, and they stopped them because of the same issue. So the way nature got it right now, you do not want to be chopping up this island and making it look like South Beach and make it look like Florida. The reason why they didn't do it in 1971, 72, because when they started doing the environmental impact and doing all these studies, they realized that you're going to be destroying the rest of Cayman. And hundreds of thousands of years ago, or thousands of years ago, the mangroves, from what I've seen, because for the few years that I was at DOE, there was tested as saying that the mangroves was all the way across the whole entire North Sound. And as you can see, the mangroves are disappearing left, right, and center. The other thing is, too, is that when a hurricane's approaching, a lot of people, cars they boat, a lot of these big companies, Red Sails and everybody else, they car their boat into the North Sound and anchor it because that's the shallowest spot, and you're not going to have strong sea surges. So now if you decide you're going to dig that whole thing out, where are these guys going to protect their boat?
Yeah, with nature, you do one thing, and 15 different things happen because of that one thing.
This is where the problem is. And let's just segue on this. This is where Cayman is trying to live to the Western world. We're an island. People need to understand we're an island. Stop trying to put us in the Western world or trying to bring us forward ahead. This is the reason why all these crimes are now, AI crimes and everything else is now accumulating higher and higher and higher, and all these crimes are committing because they're trying to match the other side of the world. We're trying to be ahead of the whole curve, and instead of we sitting back and relaxing like an island and holding on to the little bit of culture that we have, we're not doing it. And the other thing that I have to say is that, yes, if they're going to inspect and go through the whole entire census program, what I would suggest that they do the whole entire thing. Because we see in everything across the board is not even. Because we've seen people fly into the Cayman Islands with either illegal substance, drugs, guns, and whatever the case may be, tourists, i.e., and they get a slap on their wrist, they pay a fine, they still be able to do the vacation, and then go back home. Where if a local fly in and they might have had a little bit of marijuana, whatever, they end up getting a prison sentence and this and that, whatever the case may be. So a crime is a crime, regardless of who you are.
So, when you said that now, you mean like a Caymanian goes overseas, they smoke they smoke some ganja overseas, and they forgot they had this little bit left, and it's in their bag.
They will get.
There's no forgiveness.
Their record is being tarnished.
Yeah.
Where when people are coming in here with, and this is a fact, when people are coming in here with 60 or 70 gummy bears or whatever the case may be, they get a fine. They still be able to keep their job, and they go on vacation, and nothing's happened. You get to have a fine. A crime is a crime. Regardless, you're supposed to know the country that you fly into and know the laws of the country before you land there. Don't come oblivious to it.
Yeah, it's surprising how people travel and they never think about, or according to them, when they're standing in the dock, they say, "I didn't know."
The whole thing is, the airline asks you the questions before you come in. The airline goes through their procedures. All airlines go through their procedures to ask you the security or the preamble questions before you even travel. So you're supposed to know what you're carrying in your bag. You mean to tell me that you made a vacation, and most people in the U.S. or anywhere else, they're not like us Caymanians who would say, "Yo, we going away Friday," and pack their bags on Thursday and jump on the flight and go Friday. Where they are planning way in advance, and they're booking a vacation, they're going online, blah, blah, blah. They don't book it at a willy-nilly. So they're supposed to know what the items they're packing in the bag. You're going to try to tell me you pick up the wrong bag? You're going to try to tell me that all of a sudden you have a firearm in your bag or ammunition, or 200 rounds of ammunition, 200 rounds of ammunition when you shipped it in the container, and you didn't know it was there?
You just forgot.
Oh, just all of a sudden you have amnesia? And then the other thing is that people who will come in here, and I'm going to leave you with this, people who come in here, Caymanians, who are being charged with firearms and getting 10 to 15 years, right, for firearms, but someone who could leave a bar under the influence of alcohol, kill someone because of reckless and dangerous driving, get less time with someone with a firearm. Tell me how that makes sense.
Mm.
You took a life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll just leave it with that, because that has to be all, be done over. But at the end of the day, you took a life. Someone coming in with a firearm, yes, I understand that. All of that is illegal. And I understand that. But look at the severity of it, where someone's knowing well, leaving the bar under the influence of alcohol, knowing the precautions and everything else. You're solely taken responsible. You being responsible for it. You took someone's life. Now, look at the amount of people who have been, let's look at the amount of people who have passed in Cayman by drunk driving, and compared to the amount of people who have been died by firearms. And look at the less time they've gotten.
The person who has killed someone by drunk driving.
Exactly, and they only get 4 or 5 years. They come back out. They still may end up keeping their job, or they go back home. But the record, that if they got a light record here, does not transfer to anyone else. So now they could go somewhere else and have a good life.
Yeah, we have, unfortunately, and I guess it's changing, but we've always winked at drunk driving in Cayman,
Mm-hmm.
I've even heard guys, bragging about it.
Yeah.
And
at one time, years ago, I remember Next Level and I think it was Matrix and the rest of those clubs, they actually had a breath thing inside there where you could actually go and they give you a straw and you check. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing, too, is that at one point in time, and if I could stand corrected, that at one point in time that if the bartender knew that you were under the influence of alcohol and still kept on serving you, that bar could have been charged.
Yeah, there is some responsibility on their part.
But I think they pulled that as well. So
we had some people in here, just a couple of months ago, talking about training bartenders, to recognize when someone has had too much and dealing with them.
I will say this. I beg to differ. Nowadays, unless you are basically being belligerent or disrespectful, they don't care. They don't care. They want to make sure that they get your money, and they will sit there and have shots with you so they can make sure that you tip them, or you get extra money from them, or they get extra money from you. So some bartenders do not do that. I could tell you.
Well, they were talking about trying to change that, with proper training.
The thing is, most of these bartenders do not have. If you're on 7 Mile Beach, yes, they will kind of hold back. But when you go to the hole-in-wall bars, they're all about the bottom dollar, sir.
Mm.
It might sound good on paper, but realistically, it's not going to happen. And because the hole-in-the-wall bars barely make any money, and the girls there don't barely make any money, so they're going to make sure that they get, unless you becoming belligerent, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the call.
Most of those bars as security, so I'm telling you. But yeah, not a problem.
You have a good afternoon. We got a couple of other callers there. Let's see if we can get them in before we run out of time. Good afternoon. You're on the Air with Talk today. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I said I agree with the brethren in the way he's talking, because you find a man sitting on the bar in Chalo, and a man got money. He can always buy his way, buy them bartenders, buy everybody up inside the man. So that's how this thing runs, yeah.
The money talks.
Yes, all the while. Anyway, Charles, I want to say congratulations to the Premier, man, for the moves he's making. Going up in Asia and going down, see them Americans down there before they come to us,
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things we have to do is make sure we stay straight with them, because I don't know what they would do with us. But there was a time, Shadow, in the PPM government, when Obama was president. I'll never forget, I listened to a senator one night talking about the Cayman Islands. Tried to do something with Ugland House on South Church Street.
Oh, yeah.
And those criminals are not got down there because we will send Marines in there and arrest those criminals. I remember that. I never forget that, man. So, the Premier making some good moves.
All right. So you give him a good report card then?
Well, you know how we go, man. Not only because we're Bears, but he doing some work.
All right. I hear you.
Take care of the finance, because I don't know how we gonna work without that. We gotta have always finance, man. Later.
All right. Next time.
Yeah, man.
We got another caller there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Dr. Chalo.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Clydas. How are you doing?
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm doing fine, Clydas. What's up?
I think I caught the last part of Mickey's conversation about the
canal across the island from Red Bay to North Sound?
Yes. That was a proposal put in the 1975 proposed development plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember distinctly at a public meeting at the West Bay Town Hall. I know you remember quite well the one Star Chick. You remember him?
Who?
Star Chick.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he got up because how the planner was saying how this plan would make the island much stronger. He said, if you cut me in two, will that make me stronger? Yeah. That's the exact response we got from the audience. Yeah, there was a proposal by the UNDP team that put together the proposed 1975 development plan. And that would have been,
so did you agree with the other caller of what happened to that ecologically it was not going to work?
Well, it was not a plan to dredge from the reef in the North Sound to the reef in the South Sound. It was only to do a canal between the two sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Just would have less of an impact opposed to dredging a channel from the reef in the North Sound to the reef at the South Sound. But the entire plan was scrapped in 1976 when the Unity team got in. I think that 75 development plan was probably the downfall of 11 of the 12 elected members in 1976.
Mm.
But that was I suppose, the official position on that proposed canal between the two sounds.
So who's the government that proposed that?
Well, that was when you had Mr. Benson, Mr. Warren Conley, and I can't remember all of the 12 members.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when they had election, then the following year,
They lost their seats.
Yes, sir. But I mean, there was a number of other good things in the plan, but even from then, trying to fight that or build this road from West Bay to East End. It's partially built on that east-west arterial. After the Tibbets, etc. That has somewhat followed the same alignment that was proposed back then.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that make a lot of not U-turns, but some major turns because of the road reservation not being protected. But like I said, that was the genesis of that canal.
Okay. Well, good point to wrap it on. Some historic reflection there.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, I get to start.
Yeah, it's 2:30, and that means my time is up. So I've got to make an exit. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for calling in. Have a good afternoon. Keep dry. Remember, we're under a flood alert. So watch what's going on around you, especially if you live in low-lying areas. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road. Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Are you ready for hurricane season? Maybe it's time to invest in your own RAM water tank. RAM water tanks boast superior strength, made to withstand harsh conditions and impact resistance. Mobile truck tanks, 225 gallons in white, green, and blue, and 600-gallon water tanks. Buy two, get the third 50% off. Order your RAM water tank today. Call 925-3822. RAM water tanks, built to last a lifetime. On sale now until June 30th or while supplies last. Calling Caymanians. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is hiring local recruits. Are you interested in serving your community on the front line? Apply now to join our ranks in service to the Cayman Islands. As a police officer, you make a difference. Be a part of a team and experience a job where no two shifts are the same. The deadline for applications is Sunday, June 14th at midnight. Visit rcips.ky to apply now and start your journey with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-60...